Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children. We welcome to our online teaching academy Ekkalaiva. Hi children, how are you? All are fine? Yes. Children, today you are going to learn the new lesson, the tree spirit. Shall we move to the lesson children? Yes. What is the name of the lesson? The tree spirit. And in this lesson, you are going to see the king's story. Okay. Once there lived a king. Okay. And he liked to build the palace, which is considered to be only one column. He don't like to build the palace of different columns, only one column. He liked to build the palace of only one column, that is made of wood. Okay. So he called all the foresters to bring the wood. Okay. So the foresters went to the forest to collect the trees, but they came without bringing the tree because there were many gigantic trees. So he came to king and they replied that there was no tree, only gigantic trees were available. So the king ordered whether you can bring the tree from the city parks. So they went again. Okay, foresters went again and they went to the city park to bring the wooden tree. That is, okay, they cut the tree and they'll bring the wood. Okay, so they went and when they were starting, okay, when they were when they started to cut the tree, the people around the tree, they told to stop. Okay, because the ancient spirit, okay, and the wise spirit was living in that tree and it was protecting all the ancient people from generation to generation. So you should not cut the tree like that. The people in the village were saying to the foresters. Okay. Shall we move to the lesson children? Yes. Folk tales or stories that are passed down from generation to generation by word of mouth. Okay. This story is nothing but folk tale. What do you mean by folk tale? Folk tale is nothing but it is passed away. Okay. It is passed down from generation to generation by the word of mouth. We will say the stories. For example, our ancestors, they will say the story. Okay, my grandpa or grandma, they'll tell the story and I'll tell the story to my child. Like that, it is passing. Okay, it is passing from generation to one generation to another generation. That is called folk tales. Okay, so folk tales are the stories that are passed down from one generation to another generation by the word of mouth. And there is no particular author for folk tales. Okay. And read this beautiful folk tale about a king and a tree spirit. In this lesson, you are going to read about the king and the tree spirit. Okay. What do you mean by spirit, children? Spirit is nothing but magical creature. Okay. A magical creature. It may be elf or fairy. Okay, maybe fairy or elf. That is called spirit. You understood? What do you mean by spirit? It is a magical creature. Okay, it may be fairy or elf. Elf is nothing but who does the magic. Okay, and elf will be having long pointed ears. Okay, and she does many magic powers. Okay, so that is called elf. Then, there was once a king in a faraway land. Okay, once there was a king in the faraway land and he wished to build the palace consist of only one column, not more than one column. Okay, and king, I want a beautiful palace. It must be supported by a single column in the center. What do you mean by column, children? Column is nothing but pillar which supports the building. Okay, column means pillar which support the building. Okay. That is called column. Okay. The king is calling the foresters to bring the wood for building the palace. Okay, which consists of only one column, not more than one column. Okay. Then The king called his chief minister. Okay, king, send men to our forest. Tell them to cut down the biggest and strongest tree they can find and bring it to me. He is ordering now. The king is ordering the foresters to bring the strongest and tallest tree. Okay, and minister, yes, your majesty. Majesty means the superior power. Okay, the authority, who is having the power of authority, that is called majesty. Okay. The minister sent out 30 foresters. What happened now? The minister is sending 30 foresters to the forest. After a few days, they returned. Okay. After few days, they returned back to the palace. Who are the foresters? Can you tell me, children? Who are the foresters? Foresters means one who take care the forest. Okay. One who take care the trees in the forest. Forest, and they work in forest. Those who are called foresters. Okay. Foresters are those who work in forest and they take care of the trees and animals. They are called foresters. And foresters, there are many gigantic trees in the forest. What they are telling? They are coming to the king and they are saying that only gigantic trees are available in the forest. What do you mean by gigantic? Gigantic is nothing but huge. Okay. Gigantic means very huge tree. Okay. And they are coming and saying that only gigantic trees are available in the forest. We cannot carry them and bring them to the city. King, very well, find a tree in the city parks, bring it to me in 7 days. What is ordering now? Within 7 days, I need the wood. Okay, you can bring from the city park. Like that, the king is ordering. You can see the gigantic trees here in the forest. The foresters found a splendid sal tree that grew near the palace. They decided to cut it down. What do you mean by splendid? Splendid is nothing but excellent. Okay? Splendid. Excellent. Okay? What happened now? The foresters found the excellent sal tree. Okay? From the palace to near the palace, and they decided to cut it down. They decided to cut down the tree. People, oh, please do not harm this strong and powerful tree. Okay, you should not harm this tree because it is the home of an ancient and wise spirit who has protected us all for generations. Now what happened? The foresters decided to cut the tree. But the people around that city park near the palace, they were saying that you don't cut this tree because people are worshipping this tree and they are worshipping as a god. Okay, and this is considered to be the tree spirit from the ancient. Okay, then this is the wise spirit living in this tree. Foresters, it is the king's order. We can't do anything. This is king's order. We should cut the tree. Like that, the foresters are replying to the people. Okay. See, you can see the spirit here, tree spirit. The foresters spoke respectfully to the tree spirit. What happened? They were speaking respectfully to the people. Okay. Foresters, you must leave the tree within 7 days. The king needs a wood from this tree to build his new palace. What happened? The foresters are telling the tree, that is tree spirit, to leave the spirit. Okay, you just leave it from there, you just go from this tree because I need the wood. The king ordered me to bring the wood from this tree. So this is the sal tree is the strongest tree. So we decided to cut this tree. Tree spirit. This must not be allowed to happen. What the tree spirit is telling now, it should not allowed. I will not allow you to happen. Okay, and the tree spirit became sad. Now what happened? The tree spirit became sad. Why? Because it is going, they are going to cut the tree, so it became sad. Okay. And if you want to know the story, you just I'll continue the story in part 2. Okay, you listen to that. Okay, thank you, children. To receive our online lessons, please press the subscribe button and you will receive the latest updates.